Good evening, everyone. How are we doing this evening? This is Puka GT, and today we are going to be looking at some of the daily races. Daily race B, I think. Got a good feeling about that one. New course, Yas Marina Circuit. Want to give it a try. So we'll dive right in. Now, where it stands, I am at the bottom rung of the C rank right now. Like right about to get relegated down to D rank. Don't want that to happen. Kind of expecting it to. Don't really know what to expect in this new course. Don't really know how my pace compares yet to everybody else on this course. But hopefully we'll go smoothly enough, and hopefully if I do drop down to D, I'll bounce back to C quite quickly, because the whole goal of this channel, more than anything else, is for me to improve my pace, crawl up through the ranks. I'm expecting it to be a bit of a journey, take me quite a while to get there. But I think I could probably get comfortably up to B rank quickly enough if, you know, I stick with it for a couple of weeks. Gotten close a couple times before, but I do find that I kind of drop off as I start getting to the top of the C rank and end up dropping right back down, and then if I have a bad week, I find myself here about to slip back into D again. So we'll see how we get on today. What we're going to do is we're going to spend about kind of 30 to 60 minutes ish kind of trying to grind out a good lap on time trials. Once I'm happy enough with the pace, and that I've got all my braking markers, gears, racing line completely decided, then we'll actually dive in and get a few races in tonight. And then throughout the week, I'll join back in for a couple more streams, we'll watch a couple more races, and hopefully we'll watch that driver rating go back up. So, without any further ado, here we are. So let's see, it's 17 minutes past 8 now. I think we'll aim to dive into our first race at about 10 past 9. We'll see how we get on with that. Maybe a bit sooner. All depends on how well this goes for me here. Got our car selected already. We'll just go straight to time trial. Now, I got about 10 laps worth of a try at this earlier. Decent-ish kind of pace based on the amount of people who'd submitted time trials already. I was in the top 20%-ish, but there's probably a lot more people who've raced now as the day has gone on, so I'm expecting myself to have fallen down the rankings quite a bit. Yep, earlier on, like, I was within the top 2,000, now top 5,000, so got my work cut out for me. So pace is currently sitting at 206. Some of the better people in the world are getting in and around the late 202s to early 203s. If I could get under 205, I'd be quite happy with that. So I'm going to pick a ghost here to chase. I like this guy. I follow his ghosts a lot, actually. I know he was following kind of the track limits illegal line earlier, because there's actually a bit of a glitching on this new track where it's not picking up on track limits where it should. But, you know, if that's how everyone else is playing it, that's how we're going to play it too. Okay, ghost is loaded. We'll probably take a bit of a look at the data logger as well once I've got a few laps in. Kind of see where I'm missing out. Okay, so nice and slowly to start. Just gonna try follow his line. Okay, here we go. I only have the ghost, I think, 0.1 ahead of me right now, just while I'm still learning. Okay, still a bit wide on that one. Okay, that's a nice line. A little wide there. If I get that tighter, I probably won't need to lift as much. Ooh, way too late on that one. I'll lose a huge amount of time here on this straight. That's okay, we are just finding our feet. I know this is probably the most crucial corner here. Getting back on the power here fast enough. I remember when I was practicing this lap earlier, this was the main point where I saw them pulling ahead the furthest. I reckon I was probably losing about 2.5 seconds to them just on that corner alone and this straight that follows. Also too wide there. Don't think I lost a huge amount on that. Probably didn't need to go up a gear there. Hard on the throttle here. Okay, 208. Quite a bit of work to do, so. Okay, so we're up quite a bit here. Over 1.5 seconds. Decent-ish start. Let's see how we do in this crucial corner now. Bit too wide. Yeah, lost a good bit of time on my last effort even. Probably lifting a bit too much there. I wonder if I got track limits for that. Wouldn't surprise me. I know you got track limits there. I have to be careful. Okay, small gains there. 207. Still slower than my best time earlier though. Maybe a bit too greedy on the throttle there. Wonder what I did wrong there. A bit slower than my last effort. Okay. If I do this right, I can gain a good bit of time back. That's a bit better. There we go. I reckon given what I was down, that's probably about a 0.2 improvement there. Oh, broke way too late there. That's gonna cost me big. Trying to see if there was something different I could do there. Gained a good bit of time on the final corner there. Too aggressive. Actually, I'm going to take this as an opportunity to readjust my mic a bit. There we go. Bit more room for my arm. Okay, we'll start this again. No, he's tucking in almost that wide. He's going alongside this wall on his exit. That's the best way to approach that. You'll have to excuse the coughing. Managing a bit of a sore throat this evening. You know, I followed this exact same player's ghost earlier, and it's actually a different time. So remember his ghost earlier, he went way further out of bounds, that section. Guess he's trying to stick to more of a legal line now. Too greedy. Yeah, that's the hardest section to get right, but I know it's where I'm losing the most time as well, so really need to play around with it a bit. Need to find that delicate balance between being aggressive and not completely losing control of the car. Might have hit the brakes a bit too early there, actually. Get a couple more laps in here and then we'll take a look at the telemetry. Again, just a bit too aggressive. No, unlocking that corner in particular, I know, is the key to getting a good lap time here. Feels good. I think this is the closest I've been to him in this section so far. Okay, maybe a little later and a little harder with the brakes this time. Did what I wanted there, but it's clearly not enough. Look how much further he's pulling ahead. Get the white line here. Oh no! Look at the track limits for that. Might need to look at a lap guide for that section. Still not confident in what I'm doing with it at all yet. Oh no! I reckon that would have been one of my better laps. Who will? Victory drink. Let's just check something here. Retry. Fairly sure that's what he's doing there. Yeah, look how much closer I am to him. Oh, I thought he was braking at the 100. Guess not. Yeah, with that little bit of extra speed, it definitely made the difference. Need to brake a bit earlier. Get a run off like that. This is obviously going to be a bit of a bum lap, but no point in restarting it because the main area that I need to put the practice in is the middle sector. It's just that hairpin with the quick right-hander. This one here, where boys become men. Oh, still a boy, I'm afraid. No, that wasn't good at all. Okay, that's about the best I've done that turn, I think. Lift, brake. Good to know what gear he's in for that. That's me just not paying enough attention. Okay, good run off. Let's go. Oh, way too wide. Way too wide. Bump the wall. Why not? Tell you, getting under 205 is looking like quite a bit away yet. I reckon he's pointing into that corner a little. I'm braking along the outside edge of the road, so I have to turn way more across at a lower speed. Which is probably in turn killing my momentum a bit. I have to do a little bit of a lift there. Let's finish the lap and see how we do anyway. I knew it was cheeky. Definitely a few seconds to be gained there. Okay, let's go again. Let's just get one kind of solid lap in, like a 207-ish. We'll then compare the telemetry and see the main areas I can improve upon. He's using a lot more track there as well. Alright, we'll try point towards the corner a little bit this time. No, actually, doesn't look like he's doing that. Yeah, I suppose that makes it harder to come all the way around to the left then, if you approach it that way. Compromises your next exit. Oof, apologies. Proper head cold today. Too greedy. What will it cost me now? Oh, I forgot to brake. Forgot to brake. Just give me 1 second. Had to kill the mic there because I did not want to subject you to that. I can promise you it wasn't pleasant. Bit of a slow start, yeah. Really need to be hitting close to 150 going over the line. Too wide. Let's use more of the track. There we go, that's much nicer. Makes this a lot more doable as well. Should be on course for a 207 here. We got this next corner. Halfway decent. To the left. Nah, again. Yeah, we're gonna have to look at the telemetry after this. I really can't fully tell from the replay and the ghost what he's doing. But that's why he's one of the best in the world and I'm floating around the bottom of the sea lobby. Probably more lifting there than should have happened. Okay. Quite close to my best time. Just while we have the momentum, can we repeat it? Nah, didn't do that as nice. Still getting to 10th though. And too greedy. Oh, such a shame. It was up over 2/10 there. Interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, let's take a look at the telemetry, see what we can find. There he is. Okay, so you can see before we've even hit the first turn, I'm 2/10 down. And that is just to do with... Actually, you know what? I'll grab my controller so I can properly control this. And that is literally just to do with our speed at the start line. So look at that. He is a full 8 kilometers up on me at the point that we go over the start line. So just even those few 300 meters, that's going to make quite a bit of difference. So what should I be aiming for? Okay, I need to aim for about 150 going over the start line. If I'm not doing that, I'm doing something wrong on the first entry. Okay, let's just play a normal pace. Okay, braking point is similar. Okay, so he is releasing the brake way earlier. Yeah. So there I am, trailing all the way pretty much to the apex. And on top of that, he's cutting more of the corner as well. Mine relatively similar along here. Along here. Okay, now you can see I got a bit of a lift there before I even reached the boundary. Oh no, he has a lift. Sorry, he's yellow, I'm blue. Okay, so he has a small lift to make sure that he has the line right. And then flat out again. Okay, so as far as I can tell, yeah, he's coming off the brakes a little sooner by the looks of it. Somewhere around here. Trailing, not too dissimilar there. Yeah, we were almost matched in speed at that. Yeah, not much I can do there really. But here we go. Here's where the big difference happens. So I am braking a lot earlier. Okay. It's got to be about 10 meters in that, I'd say. Okay, releasing the brake at a similar point, but he's almost immediately back on the throttle. And then look at his line there. So I'm going into the corner a tiny bit faster, as you can see there. That's what gives him the rotation he needs to pull a little bit more over to the left and line up the next corner a bit better. So really at the point that I hit that apex there, I need to be under 60, not over. Okay, and then, yeah, look at the difference in that. He's gathered so much more speed by the time he reaches this apex. Up 17k on me. Which, over the course of the next straight, amounts to, but yeah, about 7/10. That is a lot. Okay, brakes a bit longer, trails for longer. So yeah, he's a bit faster there, all right. Gap 2.6. It's funny, the speed differences aren't that much, but it does create another 3/10. Interesting. I'll change the mode here. So he's already a good bit further up the road. This final section, let's see this. So this is going underneath the hotel. Okay, so he's drifting for a bit longer. Okay, not crazy different. And this final section. Okay, brakes way earlier. Cruises, and then yeah, has a ton more speed. He's a bit, doesn't let his car get as slowed down, and then is faster back on the throttle. Okay, so brake earlier, interesting. Okay, what else can we see here? Just checking out the different views here. Looking to see throttle and brake input, or throttle and gear. Yeah. See if there's any big differences in the gears that we're in. Okay, so on the start for both in fourth, fifth, third, second. A bit of enough shift there from him. So upshift, but not on the throttle sooner, but not to 100% as quickly. Interesting. But has way more speed than me. Okay. Okay, lands a 5th gear a bit sooner than me as well. Okay, goes all the way down to 1st. Then very quickly upshifts. Okay. Not a huge amount of difference in the gear choices, just more the timing of it. I'll just do one more thing. Just going to take a quick look at his lap as well. Okay. Okay, so he's broken before the 100 there. Let's see. Look for those brake lights. Can't tell from the brake lights at all. It's a problem with the Citroen. Brake lights are a lot harder to judge, particularly in when it's not a dark track. So I reckon he is... I reckon it's that tripod kind of railing on the fence there on the left. So that exits the view. And yeah, pretty much immediate. I reckon that's probably a good marker for me. Okay. Trails off. Accelerates on the apex. Almost the tire marks. Where does he go to 5th here? Okay. Interesting. I was going to 5th after the apex. He goes in before. Any lift here? Nothing. So all the lifting is before the apex. So it goes down to 1 here. Whoa. Upshifts to 3 immediately. Where's the brake point here? So I've been braking pretty much as soon as that red and white kind of section of the curb goes past me. See if he's much different. Okay. So around here. I wonder what marker he was using. We'll go back. Is he using that last lamppost before the kind of purple-black floodlight? Yeah, I reckon that's it. Okay. So you can see he's still full on the brake there. Initiates the rotation. Oh, still full on the brake. Full rotation. Trails off. He just hammers that throttle down. Lifts a bit on the curb. He's already in second at that point. Okay, braking at the white line. Into second. Accelerates just as that barrier goes over the top of the screen. Goes down to 1 there, okay. Let me see that one again actually. So where's he lift? Okay, he doesn't. Just accelerates full force into that. Okay, he brakes before that red and white gives way to the green on the right. Down to 1. And he lifts here. Yeah, lifts over the curb, accelerates, lifts again. Okay, not too dissimilar to how I was approaching it. Okay, similar braking point to smacks that cone. Good to know. Okay, quite a bit to play with, so turn off my controller. So I think we'll actually enter a lobby and just do the remainder of our qualifying while we're waiting for the next race to begin. There should be one due to start in about 12 minutes. Yep, there it is. Kind of hoping I would have made some progress in that last half an hour or so. One step forward, 2 steps back, as they say. No ghost, probably for the best though. Need to get used to racing without it. It's happened to me a few times where I've just done all my time trials with the ghost on, gone into a race and felt lost. I didn't have it to lean on anymore. Just about in bounds for that, I think. No. Tell a lie. Alright, we'll start it again. Early enough into this. A little faster going over the line there. Just way too slow. He was only lifting after the apex there, need to remember that. And then the upshift to 3. Feels a bit drastic. I'm not carrying enough speed to merit it, I think. Yeah, let's try that lamppost. No, useless. Probably one of my slower attempts at that corner. Just went in a bit too wide. Not able to keep the car far enough over left yet. Need to figure out how to do that. Bit too wide again. Okay. I think I went out. Skin of my teeth. Alright, let's see what we can improve on here. Ooh, that's definitely out. That has to be out. Okay, I think we can improve a lot on this next corner. Improved a bit. Definitely improve here as well. Just be a bit harsher. Tokyo Drift. Still not hitting that cone. Yeah. Take this as a chance to move this a bit out of the way. There we go. Sorry if I bumped that on you there in that lap. Felt my elbow brush off the mic at one point. Hopefully you're not deaf. Trying something new with that corner, but it's not quite working for me. Alright, let's just try 2 more consistent laps here now. Race is coming up, can't be afford to be making rookie errors like this. I've yet to even see what the pace of the other kind of lower C rank drivers is, so for all I know it's competitive. My time, that is. I have a feeling some of these corners are going to be diabolical. Excited to get into an actual race now. It's been probably about 2 weeks since I had time for my last one. Probably be rusty as if. Okay, kept it 2 there. So much for consistent laps, huh? Looks like I will be dropping down to that D rank. Okay, that has to be out of bounds. No. Interesting. Bit too harsh on the brake there, a bit too early on the throttle. And a track limit, Jesus. Yeah, definitely feeling a little lost without the ghost to follow. Realising my line isn't quite as locked in as I thought it might have been. Went way too wide there, had to dab the brake. Alright, I would be happy and pleasantly surprised if I start middle of the pack here. Ooh, another track limit penalty there. Let's see how we do. Third. I'll take that. Problem is consistency though. I think I only pulled out probably about 2 or 3 kind of 207 times in the last, what was it, 40 minutes? Who do we have? Stig from Top Gear. Here we go. Nice Metallica livery there from Helvetic. There we go. How we doing? Should have been a bit tighter there. I thought he was a bit wide, alright. Sorry, Frodo. Them's the brakes. Frodo or Fredo? This is gonna be messy. Am I gonna be punted? Yep. No, I could have gone a lot worse, to be fair. To let those two to pull away a bit though. Made a meal of that. Oh, do we have some contact? Well, their battle has allowed us to come back into it a bit. Got George right in our rear. Too wide. Okay, watch him on the inside, give him space. There we go. Oh, sorry, George, didn't see you there as well. Ah, come on, dude. Whatever house giving us a tap on the ass there. Defend the inside here, see what goes for us. Oh, sorry, buddy. That was my bad. Gave him a slight tap there when I shouldn't have. Catching up nicely on George here. Oh, I think he went out. Whoa, what are you doing? Is that a net code? Don't know what happened to him there. Give you space. Penalty for me? Jeez, not sure what I did there. I wonder if the track limits are a little stricter in the actual race versus the time trial. Like, I know where I went out, but I didn't think I was any further out than I was during the time trial itself. Alright, I'll give George the inside here. Not gonna battle. No, well, I have a penalty to serve. We'll try and steal the inside here. Whoop. Come on. Off my tail, off my tail. Dirt bog. It's the third time whatever house has been crashing into the back of me. Not a fan of yours, sir. Not a fan at all. I'll take a look at the replay later just to make sure I'm not misunderstanding something. I'll be happy enough with the top 8 out of this now, to be honest. First race on this track. Just enough to not lose any Dior. Quite late in the brakes there. Focusing too much on the stig in front of me. Alright, I'll stick to the racing line for this one, see how it goes for me. So nice and tight over it, there we go. Just not fast enough on the throttle there. Got the first corner nicer than the stig, but he took the second one a bit better. Alright, I'll give him the inside here. We do a switchback. Get a much nicer line there. Both went quite out though. Oh, lost track of the amount of laps we're on. I thought that was it. Okay. Still trying to pull something out here, so. Right, I'm coming for you, Stig. Assuming I didn't get a track penalty for that. We're all quite tightly packed. Bit of a slipstream train. This definitely seems to be my sector. Start to catch up to them there and then let it slide away in the turn into the start line. Yeah, I'm just too wide there. Not to worry. It's all a learning experience. Whatever house safety rating going up. Maybe it wasn't as dodgy as I thought it was. Apologies, Mr. House, if that's the case. Showcase. Let's take a quick look, shall we? Oh, good result for him. Merry Xmas, that's nice. Jeez. I go into the side of George there. That looked dirt from me. Jeez. That was bad. Unintentional. Sorry, George. Really didn't even notice the contact. I think there was something going on with him though. It's weird the way he just veered into the wall like that. Oof, that was dirty. Find myself rooting for whatever house now. I'll put that down to a racing incident. I did make the first contact with him there, to be fair. Sorry, House. Alright, let's dive into another. What's my typical lap time there? About 2:10, I think. 2:10 in clear air anyway. I know I can do better than that now. Hopefully we start as far up the grid again. So it's definitely lacking in pace there compared to the others. But the only protection that I have right now is the half decent qualifying time for a C rank. Need to be getting over those curbs. Completely lost control of that for a second there. It's funny how you can know all the principles in your head, but then when it comes to applying them, different kettle of fish. Okay, nice. Fredo, my old friend. We meet again. I imagine this qualifying time won't stand to me as well tomorrow. Two reasons: more people putting in times, but also if I continue to increase my driving rating, which I'm aiming for, I'm gonna notice that the actual qualifying times will go up as well. I've seen that happen before. It's not that you're just lumped in with every C player, you're typically lumped in with lower rank C players when you're on the lower end of the C spectrum yourself. Alright, let's get the brake balance sorted. For tonight, I'm just happy with consistent laps, top 8 finishes, find my feet with this a bit, get back into the swing of online racing. Don't sacrifice too much driver rating and just, yeah, have a nice kind of cozy, relaxing time back into it here. Cozy and relaxing, the mantra of every race driver out there. Oh, I like the Scooby-Doo library. Alright, Scooby-Doo, I see you. Oh, it's time to catch that villain. Dad jokes. Can I snake in the inside here? What do you think? Oh, you've gone wide, you've gone wide. Do I have it? No. Who's faster on the throttle? Fair play. My favourite library I've seen in a while, I think. I'll give that to you. Oh, do we have a switchback? Ah, just didn't quite have the angle on him. Ooh. The lag there. Nate was jumping around. Ooh. Close call, that one. Very nearly lost the rear. I'm actually a little scared about those track limits now. I think they might be a little different in the race versus the time trial. Don't want to risk it, well, at least while I'm keeping pace anyway. I'm also taking that one a bit gingerly as well. I know it's probably where I'm losing the most amount of time, but it's also where I was having the most amount of spin outs, and that would just ruin my race outright if I was to go for it too hard there. I'm slipping back into fourth here by the looks of it. Crazy line by Nate there. I think he might have lost control for a second. need to get over that curb next time. Yeah, I'm after conceding a bit of time there. Bad time to do it as well with this big straight. Luckily it's not too much. It's only about a tenth. Fredo with the fastest lap, up in clean air. Good man, Fredo. Really need to work on that corner. Look how much Brian's closed in on me. Gave away almost a full second there to him on that corner. Not going to fight him. Is he giving me a bump? He's trying to get us to pull ahead from Wayne Ario there. Sorry, I'm taking the inside there. Very clean racing from him, fair play. Let's see if we can hang on to third here. I'm not getting over those curbs. Getting too distracted with what's going on behind me. Oh well. Oh no, I think that might have been a track limit. Yeah, fuck it. Ugh. There's one for the swear jar. Try to make an effort not to curse on stream, but I am Irish. Alright, you can take the inside if you want it, lads. I'm not going to fight yous. Not this evening. Space. There you go. I'm always going to try and drive clean if I can. Any foul play that I have at best has to be an accident. If I see someone approaching me from behind, they got more pace than me, I'm going to give them the space. No! It's another track limit, I think. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, a little bit of a cushion at least between 9th place. Ditas there in front of us has a penalty as well. Let's see if we can take 7th back. Battle up ahead might cause someone to crash out. Oof, being carried by my good qualifying time here. Losing 5-6 places per race. Two stupid mistakes notwithstanding, of course, but yeah, even without that. Had one lap there, I think lap 2, posted a 2:08, which is probably the pace I kind of need to be in if I want to be kind of holding the first few positions, but yeah, I'm just getting a little tired, losing concentration as the race goes on. Okay, with that, I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute comfort break and be right back. Change of plan. I actually need to pop off now, but I'll be back on tomorrow for more daily races. If you've been watching, thanks, and I'll catch you next time. This is Puka GT.